everybody, and welcome back to the DLC Cafe, the gaming talk show where we encourage you to sit down with a cup of your favorite hot beverage as we discuss this week's latest gaming news before ending off with something fun and sweet. As always, I'm your host, Ethan, also known as GameWiz. We got Hunter, also known as Bean Credit.
Hello.
Hello. And today we have Justin returning for his second episode. How you doing, Justin?
Cheers. I'm doing good. I'm really happy to be here again.
Nice. Yeah, so Justin's filling in for Eric this week. Unfortunately, Eric had to be dealing with some family stuff this week, and we're very appreciative that Justin was able to come in today. Yeah. So
Pleasure.
thank you.
We
So,
had the option to get someone else, but we just wouldn't have it. Only Justin.
Only Justin will
kidding,
do.
I'm just
Only
kidding.
Justin will do.
There's a hierarchy of guests, and I'm right at the top, so I appreciate it.
It's a loyalty ladder. It's a loyalty ladder.
It's
You're at the top.
Yeah. Oh, gentlemen, what are we drinking today?
Whiskey. I'm just kidding. I just tea. Blueberry tea.
Ooh, okay.
Good. I have an unlimited stash of David's tea stuff, so tonight we're drinking another loose leaf tea. I think it's called
Ooh.
Mother's Little Helper. It's like peppermint and citrus, so it's pretty relaxing.
Ooh. that actually
Ooh,
sounds pretty good,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got a little mixed berry tea here. I'm not sure. I've never tried this tea before, so we'll have to give it a shot a little bit later here
You can
because
see it live on stream.
Still piping hot. Yeah, we have to get
Yeah.
your reaction. We have to pause at that moment,
oh,
get the reaction live,
right. Hey,
and then we'll move on.
just for stream, I'm gonna burn my mouth live right now.
Let's go. Did you burn your mouth?
Did you taste
Not as bad as I thought I was gonna burn my mouth.
Ah.
Truthfully,
Your
Yeah.
taste buds are still there. It's all
I'm
good.
still there. Yeah. Maybe I'll regret this decision in about an hour, but we'll see. You know
Was
what?
it good?
It's not bad. A little. I would have liked a little more flavor out of it, but it's not bad. It's definitely a mixed berry. Tea, though.
Next time you'll settle for the blueberry.
Yeah. I'll have to see how that goes. Yeah. Oh man, listen, gentlemen, the weather today, immaculate,
Beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous.
The sun just makes me happy, man.
Oh,
I can't
feel
be in a
that.
bad mood. The blinds are open. It's all
Yeah.
sunny in my house. I can't be in a bad mood. It's not
Mhm.
possible.
I've
Great
been
day.
I've been in meetings all day, and I live in a basement, so I haven't really seen the sun. But when I took my dog
Alright.
out, it was beautiful. So
Okay. Hey, you know what? You touched grass today, and that's the important
Mm.
thing.
Yes,
That's the
sir.
important thing.
Better
Yeah.
luck tomorrow. Better luck tomorrow. You'll get outside a bit more tomorrow, right?
I hope
Right?
so. I hope so.
So
Yeah.
just say no to the meetings.
True.
How hard can it be?
Don't answer
Just-
the calls.
Just don't answer
Yeah.
the call.
Just ignore your responsibilities. It's okay.
It can't be that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we did some grilling today. We did some sausages today
Oh,
on the
dude.
barbecue outside.
Barbecue
Oh
season,
yeah,
bro.
it's past dinner
barbecue
time, isn't it?
Yeah. And so while I was outside and enjoying this nice weather, it got me thinking of the beach and all that, right?
Mm.
And then from there I was thinking about islands and whatnot, right? And so that
This is a
brings me
tangent.
to today's question. So, the classic, you're stranded on an island, right?
Mm.
And you can only bring one video game console with you and 3 to 5 games. What are you bringing with you?
You boys need 3 to 5?
Yeah,
Because my
I'm
laptop and
kidding.
League of Legends.
Yeah. PC counts, right?
yeah, of course.
Bring a PC? Okay, PC. League of Legends.
Okay.
Apex Legends. And Skyrim.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
And I think we're set. I think with those three, you have the single
Mhm.
player. That game is you replay it all the time,
hmm
right?
Mhm.
League of Legends never gets old. I still
Yeah.
hate it. I've hated it 6 years. I'm just kidding.
We'll
It's a
continue
great
to hate
game. It's a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Be
think- I
back
think
on
it's
after
time
this
it goes.
podcast.
Yeah. It's like that classic thing where you end the night and you're like, man, fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
It's very
yeah.
toxic.
Before the podcast started, I said good luck, have fun, and Hunter hit me with the shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
League chat.
Yeah, that's the League of Legends effects right there. I'm not actually a rude person.
No,
I apologize immediately. it was just second nature. It just like it flowed right out of me, and I was shocked. I was like, who typed that? Oh shit, it was me.
Oh
It was-
Yeah,
no.
no. Definitely League of Legends, Apex Legends, Skyrim. Between those three, I'm set for life. Honestly, what about you,
Nice.
Justin?
Even with all that time, I didn't really think of it more. PC, obviously. I'm gonna bring Kingdom Hearts 3 because I still haven't beat all the extra bosses, and I think I could do that for another 100 hours and still not do it.
Okay, okay.
Oh, plus there's a randomizer mod for Kingdom Hearts 3 now, so that's
Oh,
really,
right,
that's really
right.
fun.
Nice.
I'm looking around me to see. Oh, Overwatch. I love Overwatch.
Okay, okay.
Final Fantasy 14. There you go. Those are my
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 14, and Overwatch. Hopefully,
Okay.
Overwatch
Nice.
2.
Oh,
There we
okay,
go.
okay. All right. Yeah, so for
Final
me, so I went the full 5. Like I was originally thinking about this. Maybe I'll make it just 3, but I was like, I think I need to make this 5 just for myself, right? I don't know if I can narrow it down to
Somebody's
just
gonna make
3.
it 5.
Yeah. So I would take the PS2 with me on this island. Yeah. And the 5 games I would take with me are Devil May Cry 3, Kingdom Hearts 2,
Nice. I like that.
Time Splitters Future Perfect,
That's a
the first Ratchet and Clank game, and Final Fantasy X. Those would be my 5. I was having a really tough time deciding between which JRPG I wanted to pick. I wasn't sure if I wanted Final Fantasy X or Persona 4. But after doing some more thinking about it, I'm like both are great games. Both are great games. But I think I want Final Fantasy just a little bit more than Persona 4.
A little bit.
Just a little bit more. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, if we could add games, I'm gonna add Tales of Vesperia to mine.
Ooh,
That's my
okay,
favorite.
okay.
I'm a Tales fanboy, and
Nice.
that's all. Now I'm done.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, with that, gentlemen, let's get into the news for this week. So, I laughed when I saw this article for the first time. I thought this was so funny. So, you can buy runes for Elden Ring on eBay. So, for those who don't know, runes are the in-game currency in Elden Ring, and they basically allow you to level up, buy new equipment, and all that good stuff, right? So, pretty essential to playing the game. And so, to the point where people have started offering bulk runes on eBay. So, like you can see here, you can pay $12 or $12.50 and get 5 million runes.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, so this article came from Eurogamer here, and the article was by Ed Nightingale. And so what he ended up doing, he ended up paying £11, which is 18.35 Canadian, for 2 million runes. He then waited for the seller to contact him, and then they set up a time and a place to meet in game.
Right.
And then they exchanged a password so that Ed could go into the seller's world. And he went in there and he got his 2 million runes and he got out.
Damn, that sounds like a mobile game, pay to win.
Yeah, like I guess you can sell anything these days, honestly, right? Just from this.
It's so funny from like just the first glance. You're like, people are doing what?
Yeah, that's funny to me. I like the challenge that Dark Souls games bring. So to think about spending $60 to just skip X bosses doesn't seem fun to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the you're paying to play the game and you're skipping bosses. It is what?
Yeah. I think I also, from that article, I think by the time he finished leveling up, I think he hit about level 90. And this was off of a fresh character.
1 to 90.
Oof.
Yeah, 1 to 90.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, let me look at my hours.
A lot of the game. I haven't played Elden Ring much. We've talked about it. Elden, like, it's a grindy game, right?
Yeah, so I'm level 94 in my game right now, and I am almost at 40 hours.
Okay, so he skipped like 40 hours.
Yeah, he saved 40 hours.
Yeah, I think I just hit 40 hours and I'm at 83, I
Mhm.
believe, for my level.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like you said, like I don't know, that just eliminates the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, if I had to count the amount of time I've actually had to go and grind for runes and not just like, got them from playing the game normally,
Mhm.
I've probably only spent maybe an hour or just under an hour actually
Yeah.
grinding runes. And most of the time I only needed like another like 1,000 or so to get to the level. So
Yeah.
haven't really spent that much time actually grinding. I
You're
haven't.
just like playing the game and you're
Mhm.
getting the runes. As
Yeah.
You're just like actually playing the game. So
Mhm.
in that sense, it's like even worse because it's like now you've skipped out on like
Mhm.
just playing the game at all.
Plus,
Mhm.
Not even like the
magic.
grinding part of it, which I could see why people would want to skip that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that grinding gets like really really annoying. But if you're just like playing the game and you're getting the runes as you play them, what's the
Mhm.
big deal?
Mhm.
At that point, you have level 1 weapons, so they're all shit.
Mhm.
You have all those beginning of the game bosses you just have to fight. Like if it's a fresh account, you're doing the 2 million runes to get to level 90 or 20 million runes. You would have none of the good gear associated with being level 90. You have
Mhm.
no fun skills, and if you did beat a boss, that's like a fraction of a level.
At that point, yeah, for the amount
Yeah.
that the opening bosses give you, because I'm sure you would know more of the exact number because you're a higher level than me. But at 83, I need 42k runes to level
Yeah,
up
I
at
think it's about
point.
60,000 where I am right now. So
Okay.
like you, even if you killed 5 bosses, you wouldn't be level up.
Yeah, no, not at all. Um, I don't know. It's just kind of funny that this is a thing at
Yeah.
all, right? Like, I don't know. When I think of paying, or well, traditionally when I think of being paid, like to get somewhere more in a game, I think of like you're buying somebody to boost you,
Yeah.
right? And like
Yeah.
Valorant, like Rainbow Six, you're like paying like a diamond or a champ to
Yeah.
just carry you through the
Yeah.
ranks. Like I'm sure any competitive game has this,
Yeah.
right? I can't think of any other, like I'm not even sure if this was a thing in like Dark Souls 3 or
I don't remember
Bloodborne.
hearing that. I don't remember hearing anything about
Yeah, I don't ever remember hearing
Probably
about this.
Let me see.
Mm,
Let me see.
yeah.
I see like a lot of guides about people like talking about the best way to farm, but I don't really see anyone dropping souls.
So it's kind of funny how that's kind of all started with this game.
Yeah.
I feel like social media also has a big thing to do with it as well. Like I don't know if you guys are like, on TikTok a lot, but I see a lot of Elden Ring videos on TikTok, and I see a lot of farming guides on TikTok.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like the popularity there is like people want to post TikToks of them with really high levels, but they don't want to put in the 40 hours to get there.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
You know?
That might be part of it.
And honestly, it's not that long to grind 2 million runes realistically. I know there's this one farming spot that's pretty popular. You might have seen it, Justin. In the underground area, there's that one bird. You shoot it with a bow, and then it'll run towards you, and it falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get like 16k runes just
Mhm.
from that. And I think they did
5
like a
minutes or whatever,
calculation. Yeah, you can basically do that. Like, I want to say, if you're good enough at it, you can do it about 3 to 5 times a minute.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. If you're fast enough and you're good at it, yeah, you can do it about 3 to 5 times a minute.
Wow.
Because the grace point is right there in
That's
the farming
true.
spots. You can instantly reset it.
Hmm.
So you do your math there, right? I don't know. Here, let me get the little calculator out right here. So if you go 16,000 times, let's say 5 times 60, in an hour you could grind 4.8 million runes. If you sit there for an hour and do it.
Or you could spend $60 to get 20 million.
True. True. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was so funny.
It
That-
sounds
yeah.
like a joke, but
It
then
does.
it's real.
I would actually like to see how much money people have made off of this.
Yeah.
I wonder how easy it is to get the runes to a trade, you know? Like you're saying that you said they were golden runes, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Probably only picked up like 6 or 7 of them while I've been playing. I wonder if there's like a reliable way to farm them in endgame to sell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know the skulls regenerate that have the one, like the first
Oh.
one, but those only give you 200.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. And if you think about it, so yeah, we just calculated from that spot, you get 4.8 million runes in an hour,
Yeah.
right? And so then you're gonna go sell 2 million, like we saw, or 2 or 5 million on the eBay page there.
It was 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million. You're gonna sell 2 million for 12.50. Like that's less than minimum wage.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. That doesn't seem worth it to me. I guess if you got nothing better to do.
Why not?
Yeah, I guess if you're like, if you're picking up the souls or the runes passively,
Mm-hmm.
and you just want to like sell it for 60 or 20, 12 bucks, whatever, it makes sense to me that you would just like put it on eBay, jump in a lobby with somebody for like 5 minutes, and then give them all your runes. That's just free money, honestly.
Yeah, I wonder how many people have actually gotten scammed potentially from this. Because you're not buying a physical product, and there's no guarantee that the seller has to contact you.
Yeah, you're
It's
buying
so easy to
word.
get scammed on eBay as it is.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true. Yeah, you're buying someone's word basically at that point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
At least it's only like $12, so at that
Yeah.
point you're like, oh shit, like I lost $12. Maybe I should actually play the damn game.
yeah. Honestly,
Maybe I should play the game I spent $80 on. Yeah.
Yeah. So at
Yeah.
least it's not like a detrimental cost, but still, I mean, money's money, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if people are making money and it's not technically illegal, I guess. So
To each their own.
to each their own. To each their own. Yeah. All right. Well, our next story here. Sony's got another state of play this week. I did not expect another one so soon, but this one, instead of covering multiple games and titles, it's going to be solely dedicated to Hogwarts Legacy, the new open world Harry Potter game that's supposed to be taking place in the late 1800s, I believe.
Cool.
If I remember that correctly. Yeah, so that's happening tomorrow, March 17th at 5 p.m. EST. Avalanche Software and Warner Bros. Are partnering with PlayStation for this state of play. And quote directly from the blog post that Sony posted, the show will run for about 20 minutes, featuring over 14 minutes of Hogwarts Legacy gameplay captured on PS5, and concluding with some insight from a few members of the team at Avalanche Software who are bringing the Wizarding world to life. I'm excited.
I'm very excited. I think the world of Harry Potter is
Really?
dope as hell. I think it's dope as hell, bro.
That's cool. I didn't know that about you.
my sister and my sister-in-law, very big into the whole Harry Potter thing. So it's like we watch all the movies every year. It's one of those things. So like I think there's like so much potential in the lore of that story. I think it's really cool.
I really like how they're going. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was saying my girlfriend's crazy. My girlfriend's like whole family's crazy about Harry Potter too. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I really like how it's going to the 1800s for the setting. I think that's a really cool.
That is a really cool
period of time,
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of on that cusp of things becoming more modern and industrial, but you still have some of that older basic technology. Yeah, and it's just a part that's never really been explored in Harry Potter lore.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's got a lot of potential. Also, like, are there any like well-renowned Harry Potter games that you guys like know about?
I played the Prisoner of Azkaban game.
Yeah.
I think I played that too. way
That's
back.
a really good Harry Potter game.
Yeah.
That's
The
a
Goblet of
really
Fire
good
was
Harry
pretty
Potter
good
game.
too.
I never played that one. I played Chamber Secrets. Chamber Secrets was really good too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What system was that? Like, What were those
That
on?
was PS2, GameCube, Xbox
Okay.
generation.
I played
Yeah.
I played it on GameCube.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never fully beat it, but have any of you guys ever played the PS1 Harry Potter game at all?
I have seen screen caps, but
Yeah.
I never got my hands on it.
Yeah. That's where the famous PS1 Hagrid comes from. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've ever seen
I'm
that.
looking it up right now.
You gotta look it up, man. He
Okay,
is so
Hagrid.
he's so flat faced. It's so funny.
Oh my! Wow,
It's like
that's something.
it's not
else.
right.
It's just not right. No, no.
It's not right, but it's also right in every way.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's Hagrid, but you don't know why it's Hagrid.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
His eyes are going very different directions.
Mhm,
Yeah, that's,
mhm,
Like a dog.
that one's rough. I know you guys can't see it, but yeah. Flat
mhm.
face, eyes going two different directions.
He doesn't have a nose.
It's a meme. It's a meme.
Mhm.
It's a meme.
It's
It's a
a-
meme.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just excited to see what an open world Harry Potter game is going to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Prisoner of Azkaban was an open world, but it did allow you to pretty much explore the grounds and a lot of the forest surrounding it, which was really cool. I really liked that aspect about it a lot. You could go to previous areas if I remember correctly as well. It was pretty open,
Mhm.
but to have a full-fledged open world game, they said the forest is going to be a part of it. The village that's close to it is going to be a part of it as well. You can go get your butterbeer and all
Yeah,
your other good stuff. And that's just all they've talked about. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to let you go to Diagon Alley or not.
I
Yeah.
wonder what in the world's established in that time period. Like obviously Hogwarts
Mhm.
is in the picture. Like I don't know the Harry Potter timeline very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I know it well enough either.
Mhm.
But I think there's like so much value in it, and I feel like it's like we're just like due for a Harry Potter game now. Like I feel like it's just like ripe for the picking.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're doing something with it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it was first announced, I told my girlfriend's mom because she's like insane about Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
I told her about it and she's like, "Are PS5 still impossible to buy? Like, can I get it for this?" And I think everyone's had a moment where they're like, "I want to buy a console for one game," and that was her
Yeah.
moment right there.
Okay.
Nice.
She's like, I want a
Nice.
PS5 just for Hogwarts Legacy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm really liking the fact that they said we're gonna show you gameplay. It's not just gonna
Yeah.
be.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I hate just seeing a cutscene trailer for the 50th time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I love cutscene trailers. I think they can be really creative. I think if you
Mhm.
spend a whole bunch of money on it, League of Legends has some amazing cinematic trailers. But like for like a game release,
Mm-hmm.
they can only get so good. Like at some point you have to show gameplay, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
gonna buy a game just because you made this really cool cinematic trailer for the game. I'm gonna buy the game because I've seen the gameplay and it's something I could see myself playing for a long
Mhm.
time,
Yeah.
right? So I love they're just like coming right out of the bat, like here's the gameplay. And it's cool. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And not even just like, oh, we're gonna show 5 minutes or
Mhm.
you know, and then we're gonna have developers come and talk, and we're just gonna show you shots and
Yeah.
like concept art, like 14 full minutes. I think
Yeah.
that's a good amount to actually
Yeah.
be able to judge a game. I mean, you're not gonna be able to fully judge the game, but that's
No.
gonna give you a good representation of what you can expect going
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope it's like. Have you guys ever played Magicka, the wizarding game, like on Steam? I think.
Ooh, I don't
Magicka.
know.
You're like a little wizard in a red robe, and you get like a bunch of different combinations. You can put together a spell.
Oh yes, yes,
I hope something
yes.
similar like that, where it's like you create the spells that you want to use, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how that's gonna work. I wonder if it's gonna be like depending on what house you pick. Does that determine what spells you have access to?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
if you
that'd be really
pick
cool.
like Slytherin, maybe you get some more of like not full like dark arts spells, but
like
maybe you
more
get
dark, yeah.
yeah.
I see what you're saying. That'd be cool.
Mhm.
That'd be really
Mhm.
cool. And then that gives it that replayability, right? Because you play it through you start on Slytherin, you play that through,
Yeah.
and then you start again, but this time you pick Gryffindor, and maybe it opens up like a totally different side of like using spells that you didn't have access to before. So if that, I think that'd be really cool.
Also, I wonder if they're going to implement the house points system, because in Prisoner of Azkaban there was like a point system where depending on what you did, you could get more points for your house. I don't remember exactly what it ended up leading to, but I think it'd be really cool if maybe that was implemented somehow.
I'm gonna be like framing other houses for all kinds of shenanigans.
Yeah.
There's no lack of wizard games.
Justin playing Harry Potter games on chaotic mode.
Yes,
Just run around and terrorize as many
chaotic
as
neutral.
you possibly can. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in to that tomorrow. It's going to be the same time as last week's 5 p.m. Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be good.
Cool.
Yeah. And speaking of other big conferences and all that shit we have got Gamescom is returning to a physical event this year. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Gamescom is the biggest annual game show that's hosted in the world, and yeah, it's returned to in person this year. So I'm gonna absolutely butcher this pronunciation, probably.
Here we go.
So it is going to be held in the Kolnmesse Convention Center, located in Germany, and it will run from the 24th to the 28th of August. They're going to be having extra safety measures there, such as better entrance management, digital queues, and larger aisles and hallways, so people are more spread out.
Cool.
And just to give you an idea of how big this event is, last time it was held in person in 2019, it saw over 370,000 people in attendance.
Wow.
Which is huge. I don't think E3 even gets close to that number.
That's big, bro.
Yeah. So this is exciting. I'm glad to see that cons are starting to come back to in-person events. I myself have been dying to go to some sort of con for the longest time. I don't know. I want to get dressed up as a JoJo character and go buy comics and do whatever, right?
It's a vibe. It's
true. Exactly.
You can't do that online. You can dress up in the JoJo stuff. You can sit in your chair. You can watch a convention of some sort, but it just doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't hit the same. Yeah, I want to go spend way more money than I absolutely should.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, thinking back to it, probably 2019 was the last time I went to a con at all, like a little Comic-Con.
Yeah. I haven't been to Comic-Con in a long time.
I've never been to a convention, so
really,
like
I
don't know what I'm missing.
They're fun.
Yeah, they're fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Comic-Con in Windsor. I think the first year I moved here. I think that was like 2016.
Okay.
2016, I want to say. It was fun. I didn't think it would. Like, I was kind of like on the edge. I mean, I'm a huge Marvel fan, so like, there's no way I wouldn't enjoy all of that stuff. But I went and like, just like walking through, you're like, yeah, I'll buy that and that and that, and then you're leaving with like a shopping cart full of
literally
art and whatever else, and you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills, but but it's worth, like, it's really fun. It's a really good time for sure. If you haven't been, you definitely have to go to at least one.
Yeah.
I've been to like
the Windsor one is really nice.
Fairs, that's it.
Yeah.
Imagine a little better than that.
I know over in Detroit they have a big anime convention. I can't remember the name of it, but they do that every year, and I know that's pretty big. That's a 3-day event. Yeah, the Windsor Comic Con is pretty cool. They usually have some cool special guests there. Trying to remember, last time I went, I got a Trigun figurine from there, still in the box. Haven't opened it yet, probably won't. And then they usually have a couple retro video game dealers there too. Oh, I got Clock Tower 3 for my PS2. I got that last time I was there, and probably a couple odd little comics that I can't quite remember right now. But they had a guy there, I remember, that was doing spray paintings there live. You could
Wow.
ask him for
Oh, that would
something,
be so
and
cool.
he would do it for you.
Oh man.
There was this one girl that came dressed as Joker from Persona 5 and
cool.
asked to do like a whole sketch of the crew from Persona 5, and it turned out really, really nice. I was really impressed
I would
with
eat
it.
that shit up. I
Oh,
would,
yeah.
I would spend a lot of money on
Yeah,
something
I don't know
like
how
that.
much
Art
it
is so
was, but I
cool.
guarantee it was a
Yeah.
pretty penny.
I'm sure
I'm
it was a
sucker
lot.
for live art, so
Yeah,
Mhm,
live.
mhm.
Well, yeah, live art, super cool.
Yeah, yeah.
The one in Detroit, I believe, is called UmaCon.
That
Humacon.
sounds right. That sounds
Yeah.
right.
UmaCon in Detroit, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I've always wanted to go check that one out. Now that restrictions are getting a little bit less, I think next year I definitely
Yeah.
want to go. And
It's
check that
definitely
one out.
nice, just for like big events and conventions as a whole.
Mhm.
Definitely missing out on like a whole part of, I mean, especially like the gaming and esports industry,
Mhm.
in events, even for like LCS, so like the League of Legends championships, like nobody in the stands is just like, it's kind of sad.
Mhm.
So
It's weird.
that all going back to normal is really cool. I'm really excited
Mhm.
to attend.
Yeah, it's
a
weird.
bunch of stuff.
They
It is
they shut
weird.
down
It is
all
weird.
the Overwatch League
Mhm.
homestands. Like
Mhm.
Mhm.
it's been weird.
It's weird
I
even from like a viewer's like standpoint.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I think they. Yeah, I don't think they had the big house this year over in Michigan like they
I don't
usually
think so.
do,
Yeah.
which is the big melee tournament. I can't quite recall if they have. I think they have most of the Smash games there, but Melee's the big one with Big
Mm.
House. Yeah, yeah.
Looks like they're planning on doing it at the end of the year, October.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, I think they missed 2021.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so with Gamescom being, excuse me, a physical event, there's been talk about E3, what's going to happen this year, and from the sounds of it, it's going to be another online E3 this year. There's been apparently there was a leak of the email being sent out to developers, basically saying, "Yeah, we're going to do another digital only event."
That is
this year.
definitely not the email you want to leak.
No. And it kind of sucks with seeing Gamescom doing this in person.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't E3 take the
Yeah, they're gonna get a
chance to
lot of hate.
capitalize?
They're gonna get a lot of hate on that.
I wonder if location has anything to do with it.
Maybe, yeah, possibly.
Like venue, I guess.
Maybe they just like literally didn't plan for it. They're like, no, there's no way that things are gonna be open, or things are still gonna be too new. So maybe they kind of like planned it all along, and now it feels like too late to like backtrack. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Have you guys ever wanted to go to E3 at all?
I have, but I've never wanted to spend the money on it.
Yes, it is quite a lot of money, especially if you're not like there for press or anything. Like I want to say, I could be wrong. This was years ago when I looked this up. I want to say 2015 for just a guest pass. It was somewhere between $600 to $700.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a hard pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, if I'm recalling this correctly, it's not as much. It's still a convention, but it's more press orientated rather than you coming to kind of have fun and look at booths. There's still booths set up to try out games, but it's very much a press focused event. So I don't know how much fun you would actually have just going. I mean, I would love to go. I'm sure no matter what, I'd just love to go. But yeah, again, I've just heard long lines for everything, which is just typical of a con. But yeah.
I think it'd be worth it if you're like really interested in like what's coming next, or if you know there's a lot of games lined up.
Yeah. One year I want to go. One year I'm just gonna say, look, this is gonna be like the 1 or 2 holiday I take out of the year and spend a lot of money on.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the smaller stuff for this week. Now we get into our big topic for this week: hardware revisions and fixes. So, the reason I want to talk about this week was because of a video that Tronics Fix had posted. So, he posted a video of him taking apart the new PS5 controllers with the different colors: the blue, the purple, the magenta. And yeah, so he started taking them apart, and he ended up noticing that they had changed something on it. And this is it right here. So I didn't know this until I watched the video and did a little more research on it. But apparently, springs becoming loose and the triggers has been a problem on the PS5 controllers. And so, with these new controllers, they've actually done a fix. So on the left there is the original spring, and you can see it's a spring, right? But you look at the right one, which is the new one, and you can clearly see that there's a big difference in. It's just the right one looks so much more thicker and better made compared to the left one, and
it's
so
reliable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It looks like it's built to take more. And so he ended up doing a test on to see how thick they were, and he found that the original spring was 0.25 millimeters thick, and then the new one was 0.3 millimeters thick. So they actually went and put a better spring in it.
In silence,
Without telling anyone. And if people are wondering, this is in the white controllers and black controllers as well. If I remember correctly, someone had posted in the comments saying, oh, it's this serial number and later will have this new spring in it. So it's not just the new colors, but as long as it has, I think it was like AC or something at the start of it, it would have the new spring in it. And I really appreciate this as, I guess, just a consumer or a gamer in general, because we've had a lot of controller issues this generation. It seems everybody knows about the Joy-Con drift at this point, and it's become very, very frustrating to see. Nintendo has basically ignored it for the longest time. They've even said, oh, we fixed it, and people are still getting new Joy-Cons, and saying that no, they haven't fixed it. Yeah, so did we lose Justin?
Oh, is he gone?
Oh no.
This poor man.
This poor man. Happened to him again.
He can't be on our show without his poor computer crashing.
Oh, they don't want to see him.
It must be a curse. It must be a curse.
Maybe it is a curse, man. I don't know.
It's the DLC curse, and it only affects Justin, apparently.
Oh no.
Damn.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, I know
get him back in.
He'll be back in. He'll be back in.
We'll get him back in
very shortly. But continuing on there, yeah. So it's just kind of strange to see PlayStation actually responding to this criticism and taking the initiative to go about fixing it, while you still have Nintendo not really caring to fix the problem. And even with the Steam Deck, we saw drift problems. Although that wasn't as much hardware related as it was software related, and Steam did go about fixing that. They did put out an update that fixed the drift situation on that, which was really, really nice to see.
Yeah. It's nice when a company, like you said, like takes the initiative on something like that to fix it. At that point, it's not even about like you fixing. I mean, it is about you fixing the problem, but it's more about like, yeah, the company actually like cares about its consumers. Even it shows they cares, and that's nice, because I know a lot of companies like Nintendo, like you're talking about, they're just like don't show that they care at all, and that's just like, I don't really want to like invest in a company that doesn't like value my opinions on
exactly
buying, right? So
exactly. And so And you're spending a lot of money on these controllers too. You're
Mm-hmm.
paying the price of a full game for a
How
new
much?
controller.
How much is the PS5?
$90, I believe.
$90.
$90. Yeah,
Yeah.
so a brand new game.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
So if I'm buying this, I want not PS1
There's-
Hagrid.
There's the PS1 Hagrid.
There's
There
PS1
he is.
Hagrid. Oh no.
Someone in chat said the gods have struck him down.
No. Yeah.
I'm here. My video is just not working. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We
I cannot believe it
got the
crashed.
video covered. Don't even worry
Thank
about
you.
it.
Yeah. You seem to have changed a little bit, Justin, from when
Yes.
you've left.
I
the
can't tell if you're
flattered.
looking at me or if you're looking at Ethan.
I
Both.
can't tell if you're happy or yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, Justin. Where did you leave off before you crashed there? What was the last thing you talked
Honestly,
about?
I was in a panic. Last I heard was that you're really excited about this being an option in serial numbers AC and on.
Okay. Yeah. So we had talked about how it's nice to see Sony actually addressing this controller issue, as opposed to Nintendo ignoring the Joy-Con drift situation, basically.
Yeah.
Not doing. I'm pretty sure they did say, "Oh yeah, we fixed it," and then immediately the replies are like, "No, you didn't. I just bought this new set, and there's still problems."
Incorrect.
Then we talked about the Steam Deck having an issue with drift as well, but that was fixed in a software update, and it was more software than hardware related.
Okay.
And then and then just saying you're spending a price of a full game on a controller,
Yeah.
so I expect it to last me.
It's crazy. Controllers have become so expensive. I mean, they have so many cool things going on, like motion controls, whatever, and stuff. But the fact that you have to choose between a new controller to play with your friends or a new game, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're buying a new console, you have to factor in an extra controller, just for the fact that I bought two because I'm like, I don't want to have to sit and wait around and charge my controller.
True.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's a good
Yeah,
point.
a lot of people buy more than one.
Mhm,
100%. I would say like the average console player doesn't just have one controller.
Yeah. I would like to have a full set of four eventually for 4-player games, but I'm not going out there and just buying two and dropping $180 when I really
that's a lot.
don't need it.
That is a lot.
Yeah. So
I'm glad they're fixing or putting something more durable in the triggers, because nothing is worse than a trigger that's like a little loose. It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable, and like that's the whole like design of a controller, is it's supposed to be like this really comfortable like hold, and I don't know, like the triggers are obviously like used a lot, so like it makes sense that they'll loosen up a bit over time, but it just feels nicer knowing that there's something a little bit more durable in there.
Yeah.
Baby at something, you know?
Excuse me. Yeah. And so, when I was thinking about all this and hearing about all this, it brought me back to worse problems that we've had with consoles and hardware, and I'm sure everybody can remember back to the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and their dreaded lights of death. Yeah. So Red Ring of Death. Everybody knows the Red Ring of Death. Everybody knows that was the huge problem for the original 360s, or like the launch, and I can't remember if when they ended up fixing the issue, but it wasn't for a while that it ended up being fixed. And then the PS3 had the yellow light of death, which I'm pretty sure both the yellow light and the red ring were GPU overheating and
based things.
GPU based issues, right?
Yeah.
And then we didn't really see these get fixed until we had a hardware revision. So I believe So with the launch PS3s, the fat PS3s, those really suffered a lot from the yellow light of death. And then even afterwards, when they took out the PS2 hardware in it, and they still were making them in the fat models, and they still had a bunch of problems. It really wasn't until the PS3 Slim came out that it wasn't an issue anymore. And I think same with the Xbox. When the Xbox 360 Slim came out, this wasn't an issue anymore. Yeah. So we haven't really had to see a big hardware change in that aspect to get rid of something really, really bad as bricking your entire console.
Right.
For a while. Yeah. And so also going along with the Slim line up and everything as well. For a while, that's all we would really see. Ah, there's the big man. There
Welcome
he
back.
is.
Welcome
Sorry
back.
about that. Whenever my PC crashes and then my camera doesn't unload and then it takes forever, I have to go unplug it and stuff like that on my desk. Thank you for your patience. Sorry about all
We
that.
talked, dude. We
Oh, it's
talked about
okay.
the curse. It's the DLC Cafe curse.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm on here.
And it's only affecting you currently. So. you
Hey,
should
as long
feel
as it happens
special.
like once every couple weeks to me,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
You're
You guys.
very special. It's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, for a while, all we would really see from a console revision standpoint, excuse me, is a slim model of a console. Even going back to the NES, we have the original fat NES, and then they made a smaller top loader NES, and then the next most recent example I can think of is the PS1. It used to have the big, thick, gray rectangle PlayStation 1.
Yes.
And then they downsized it to the PS1, not PS number one, PSONE 1. And that was really, really tiny. Really, really tiny.
That was like literally just CD-ROM. And then
Yeah, basically no bigger than a CD case. Yeah, basically.
Jeez.
And then the PS2 had the fat model. It's always the fat ones to begin with, right? And then they figured out how to make that into a slim model, which became really, really slim compared to the original. Yeah. And then the PS3, like we said, started off with the fat model. Then there was the slim, and then they made the super slim. For the PS3. That was kind of interesting to see 3 different revisions of that. I had to end up getting a super slim because my original slim, the disk drive stopped working in it.
The same thing happened to mine actually. Disk drive stopped working.
Definitely need it. It's a very, very important component.
And yeah, while we're still seeing slim models, we saw the PS4 Slim, we saw the Xbox One Slim. Right now we're also getting into actual big hardware upgrades for consoles. Last generation was the first time we saw an upgraded version of original hardware. We saw the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, which significantly improved the GPU performance, the CPU performance, and and they could actually do 4K for the first time. We had a nice 4K console. I know the Xbox One X was more true 4K than the PS4 Pro was, but yeah, now we're seeing upgraded models come out of these consoles, and so I assume we're gonna probably see a PS5 Pro, an Xbox Series X Pro at some point, and it's going to be interesting to see what those end up doing, because as it stands, both are pretty powerful right now. Both can do 4K natively, 4K 120 FPS too. At least that's what they claim on the box. They even claim to be able to do 8K.
Damn.
Which is cool, but it's kind of useless right now at the moment. I've never seen an 8K TV anywhere in my entire life. And if you want an 8K TV, I know there's one from Samsung, but it's 35 grand.
Oh my god. That's
Nobody can afford that.
It's a little excessive.
It is a little excessive.
Just a little
Exactly.
bit.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know exactly what we're gonna see from newer hardware revisions. I assume we're gonna get slim models for the current generation, which will be kind of ridiculous to see how they slim that down. I mean, I know the Series X is not too bad from what I remember seeing it in person, but I'm looking at my PS5 here on my desk right now, and
subtle flex.
subtle flex, I guess. Yeah. It's big. It's big. It takes up a good bit of my desk. Here. Let's see. I'm gonna put a ruler up to this right now. This is
You just have a ruler handy like that?
Yeah, I got my desk right here.
too.
Always be prepared. Yeah. So this is 16 inches long, right? That's a good amount of desk space. Granted, I'm laying it down flat. I know a lot of it's mainly advertised as being standing up straight, but I don't know. I don't know. There's just something to me about having a console stand straight up and having the disc read like, I don't know. I don't like it.
It freaks me out. Like, what if it falls over? You know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like gonna turn. I'm just gonna smack it with my hand. It's gonna fall over, and then I'm out $800. Yeah.
Definitely the safer option.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know the PS2 had an adapter port to add more controllers to the slim version.
Yes.
But I had bought one and it wasn't compatible with my version of PS2.
Oh, really?
And I was like, who knows enough to know what can go on where? Like, I was supposed to research even further on that I could only use this specific adapter for this specific PS2 and not the slim version and not the. It was dumb.
Yeah,
I was
that's
upset.
aggravating.
I almost wonder if we might get to a point where because the most you can do to mod a console yourself safely without tearing it all apart and soldering it, doing whatever, right, is you can put a bigger storage in it. And then even with the PS5, you can only put M.2 storage in it. It has to be M.2 because of the way PlayStation is doing it with the PS5. They're really focusing on short load times, which I appreciate because the load times are impressive on the PS5. Especially so I was playing Demon Souls the other day, just playing Elden Ring. I was like, I just want to boot up Demon Souls here real quick. And from putting the game into my PS5, having it load up, it probably takes 15 seconds for me to get into the game, which is crazy when you think about even last generation. It'd take a minute to 2 minutes to load into a game.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but sorry. So where I was going with this is, are we going to see consoles become more like PCs eventually and have interchangeable parts?
Oh.
Or are we always going to have just this is what it is, you can't upgrade it until we decide to sell you a more upgraded model of it?
I feel like it'll stay the same way it is because I think it makes them more money.
Yeah.
I think that bottom line, like that exclusivity, is what's making them money. Like, okay, we're gonna stop making stuff for this console, so you better upgrade.
Time to move on.
Like that's what keeps things relevant, but also what's bringing in more money.
Yeah. I think it's also the case of console market and PC market are two different things, right? And as someone who plays both PC and console, like I would have no problem putting new parts in my system. Personally, just because I've built a few PCs now, and I enjoy doing that. But I know a large majority of the console market appreciates it because I just buy it, I plug in the power and the HDMI, and it's go.
Yeah,
like,
plug and play. Yeah.
There's I don't gotta worry about Windows being corrupted or anything like that. Like, big issues aren't really as present on a console as it is with a PC.
Right.
Granted, I haven't run into too many big problems with my PC, but I know that's a big daunting thing
Yeah.
for a lot of
Yeah.
people, right?
I thought I had a good PC too. Apparently, crashes whenever I use OBS Ninja on important podcasts. So
OBS
if I can use a
Ninja
PS5 to
hates
do that
Ninja.
instead, then
Yeah, yeah.
I've had some big issues on my computers in the past. I just upgraded it this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I could definitely understand like the simplicity of the consoles. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think they'll probably stick with the route they're going with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have a tendency to like flip flop between
Mhm.
generations. Like I had an Xbox 360 and then I had a PS4,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like I'm like on the fence for PS5 and Series X. I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably stick with the PS5.
Yeah.
I've kind of become a PlayStation fanboy in my time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But the flip flop is always interesting too. So I don't know if anyone ever like wants to buy two next gen consoles. It's a little crazy.
If I had the money, I'd probably do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My thing with this generation, now that we've talked about it before, but now that Game Pass is a thing, I don't see the reason to own an Xbox.
Yeah.
I really don't see a reason.
Yeah.
The only other reason I can think of is for the backwards compatibility library.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, anything that comes out on Xbox comes out on PC.
Yeah.
And I know PlayStation has started moving some of their games over to PC, such as Horizon, God of War, but if you want, a majority of the time, you still got to get a PlayStation to play PlayStation games.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I don't see the reason in owning an Xbox if, again, this is me talking as someone who owns a PC. I understand that not everybody owns a PC and a console, but as someone who owns both, it just makes more sense for me to have Game Pass for my PC and then have a PS5 and get all the PS5 exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernard in chat's got a really good point too. He said, "Oh yeah, hi Bernard, by the way." He said PS5 is basically a PC, like more affordable with graphically speaking, right? They're like the PS5 is beautiful. It's actually insane. The resolutions, like the little effects and stuff. You may as well get a PS5 if it's cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point, because you look at how much it costs to build a PC, especially now with GPU prices being the way they are. They're getting better, but they're still way above MSRP. But I know when I built my first computer back in the day, I think I had a 1060 in it and a decent AMD CPU in it, and that ended up costing me about $1,300.
Yep.
And you compare that to if you just bought a PS5 or an Xbox, you're saving $500, and it's plug and play.
Yeah.
And
And you can take it places. Like I don't really want to move my PC to like a friend's house.
Right.
But I'll
That's the other part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially, yeah, you're right, because when you're moving a PC, especially over a long distance, you got to unplug the GPU so that doesn't get messed up, and like the pins and all that. And yeah, you're totally right with portability sake.
But when I moved here, I was like a 4-hour drive, whatever, and I met my PC in the back of the car. The entire time I was like sweating buckets. I was like, this thing's not gonna make the trip. I just upgraded it. It's gonna be garbage. So it's not gonna make the trip. Thankfully, it did. Apparently, it's with a crashing problem, but it made it. But I didn't have to worry about any of my cuts. I threw them in the back of a moving van, and I came down here, no problems.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like a difference between like the portability of a PC and stuff. Is like, it's so scary to move a PC wherever you go, but a PS5 is like, put it in a backpack, honestly, and you're good.
Yeah. It's surprising how durable they actually make them. I'm in my mind, I still, I'm gonna treat it with as much care as possible, but you can really roughhouse a console and it'll still work.
Yeah.
As compared to
They're definitely built that way.
Yeah, you drop a PC literally like half an inch and something's messed up on it. Most likely. Yeah. Or even you give it a light tap while it's on and something's gone on. Yeah. So overall, to say, it's nice to see that Sony did make this change. I hope this sets a good precedent for other companies to follow in the future. And yeah. All right. So we have our fun topic for today, gentlemen.
Oh.
Game overload, or as I like to say, just having too many games to play. I don't know if have you boys like run into this problem at all? Just you look at your Steam, especially your Steam library,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I have so many games and I don't know what to play.
Yes, that is a big problem for me.
I definitely used to have that problem a lot more.
Mhm.
I think when I was younger.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I have like the games that I really love, and I play those
Mhm.
all the time, and I don't play much else. But when I was a kid, I used to like. I'm like collecting all of the Xbox 360 games, and I have like a shelf of it. And
Yeah.
it's like what, like I'd start games, and then I'd throw it away, and pick out another game, and then I'd start that game, and then I get a new game, and I'd start that game, and I never finished anything. And then at some point, you're just like looking at all your games, and you're like, I don't even know what to play. It's like I have so many. What do I choose? And then you just don't choose.
Yeah. Yeah, I have 247 games in my Steam library. I have like 2 bins of games that I'm looking at right now, like beside me, and I'm like, I probably only play 3 of them, 4 of them right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to like jump around games like it was crazy. Like I would start a campaign, same as Hunter, like get halfway through it and then walk away for a while. But yeah, I really only stick to the 4 games that I would take to a deserted island. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think Steam is really bad for, especially with how good their sales typically are. I've collected, like you said, I have 264 games on my Steam library, and just kind of looking at it quickly, realistically, I've probably played about 100 of them at least once, and I've beaten probably about 20 of them. Yeah, and a lot of the time, it's kind of like you said, you start it, and then you kind of get bored of it, and in my mind, it's like, okay, I've gotten what I wanted out of this game. I've gotten my time and my enjoyment out of it, and I just don't feel like seeing it through to the end.
Yeah. My brother's got a good philosophy where it's like, I think he's 1 hour for $1 worth of gameplay.
Yeah.
If you buy a $90 game, you should get 90 hours out of it at least.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to judge your games.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then like I even looked at my I looked at all my physical games that I own. I looked at my list there, and so I have 321. And
oh shit.
Yeah, and I've probably I estimate that I've played about 200 of them at least once. I played about 200 of them at least once. And then I actually went through and was like, okay, which ones have I like actually beaten and taken the time to sit down and play? So I have fully beaten 140 of them out of a 321.
That's pretty good though.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost.
I feel like that's way above average.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely, like, the problem is, like, as I've talked about before, I'm a collector as well, right? And sometimes I do want to play all of them and beat all of them one day. That is my goal. But when you're out collecting, you get you bring like 5 games home.
Yeah, you see like a nice variety pick in your.
You bring 5 games home, and it's like, I don't know when I'm gonna have the time to play all of these. Like, I want these for my collection, and I want to play them at some point. But I could buy like a PS1 game, and I'm like, okay, I know this is gonna take me maybe 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
And then I look at, or here, even just the most recent example. Last time I went out buying games, which was I think about 2 weeks ago, I bought Shin Megami Tensei 5, the Steelbook version of that, because they still had some, and I was like, yes, I gotta get this if it's got the Steelbook. And so I already know that game is going to be 50 hours plus. I bought Final Fantasy Chronicles for the PS1, which is a combo pack that has Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger on it. And both of those games are at least 20 hours plus. Yeah. And then I bought the Resident Evil Origins collection, which has the GameCube remake on it, and Resident Evil 0 that also came out on the GameCube. And those games won't be as long, but those are still about now I think like 6 to 10 hour games.
Yeah.
And then I bought the Order 1886, which is not a very long game.
No.
I still haven't beat it yet, but I think from what I've heard, that's about a 5 to 8 hour game. So
bad.
just from there, I don't know, doing a little bit of math, that's getting close to 200 hours worth of content right there.
Yeah.
That I just bought, and I have to figure out how I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, the problem is, you're still collecting. So
exactly.
It's hard to like devote all the time to the stuff that you're collecting while you are still collecting. Like you're always going to be bringing in more than you have the time to like play what you're bringing in. So.
Exactly. And it's really hard buying retro games too, because you're buying retro games, but then you gotta play all the new stuff that's coming out. As well.
Yeah.
You gotta balance it.
Yeah. Like I bought all those games and I'm still playing Elden Ring right now, and I'm getting closer to beating it, but that's still gonna be a bunch of my time. And then after that, it's kind of the decision of, do I play a shorter game and try and breeze through a bunch of them, or do I want to start that longer game?
Yeah.
Because I do want to play Shin Megami Tensei 5, but I know that's another 50-hour plus commitment, right? Where I could play the Order 1886 and both Resident Evil games in that same amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it is a struggle. It is a struggle. So I guess it's just how you value your time, and if you're dead set on like, I need to beat these games, like I need to get them done and completed.
Right.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm personally okay with having a backlog. My backlog doesn't ever seem daunting to me. I'm like, I'll get to the game when I want to play it. I don't want to force myself to just play this game.
And you shouldn't. That takes the fun out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't force yourself to play it.
Especially when the backlog is all retro games that you have unlimited time, like an unlimited amount of time to play.
Yeah. Exactly.
I feel like shit paying a monthly sub for Final Fantasy 14 when I don't progress at all. So the fact that you don't have to pay a sub to not progress, very good.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Look, my plan is, I don't know when I'm gonna retire, right? But let's say I retire at 70. I'm gonna just be a gremlin all day, and I'm just gonna try and beat my video game collection. Like, once I'm 70, that's my goal. I'm like, I gotta beat all my games at least once, right?
Grandpappy's sitting down for another 42 hours of gameplay.
Not grandpoggers coming in and playing again.
Oh shit.
I know how I'd feel if my grandkids came up to me and called me grandpoggers, honestly.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. But yeah, I've probably said on the podcast before, but I'm playing video games until I absolutely can't, man. Until I can't grip a controller anymore, I'm gonna play them. But I don't know. Probably by the time that happens, I'm gonna have a chip in my brain that I just hook the HDMI into or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and I can just use my thoughts to control the game at that point.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Then you can't blame anything for not dodging in Dark Souls. It's your own fault at that point.
Oh my god, I couldn't imagine playing Dark Souls like first person and actually like guarding and stuff like that.
Dodge roll.
Oh my god,
time.
yeah. It's funny. I one time saw a thing where it was like, you put a VR headset on, right? You link it to like a drone, and then you put the drone behind you, and it's like, now you gotta play a third person game in real life.
Third person real life, that would be crazy.
That'd be like, just to experience that, I think would be kind of just for shits and giggles, just to see what it would be like. I don't know how disorientating that would be.
Yeah, probably very.
I think anytime you hit like a little hill, little ditch or whatever, you're gonna stumble. You're gonna like fall forward because like you can't see it at all.
Like you're gonna raise your foot like way higher probably than needed, or it's like, when you're going down the last step and you like overstep. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna happen a lot.
A lot.
too.
A lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then the camera getting stuck on walls.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I don't know. Yeah.
Game overload.
Game overload, man. Like just really looking at everything. Yeah. 500 plus games.
Yeah, that's crazy that you have 500 games. 500
Yeah.
plus. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So. I wonder by the time I finally say my piece and leave this earth, how many it will end up being. Yeah, that I have in total. I mean, I
True.
think
Probably double that. At
probably
least.
probably double.
Probably.
I mean, I'd like to hit over 1,000 one day. One day, when I have my own place, I think once it comes to a certain point and I have a ton, I'd kind of like to make maybe a like little museum in my home, kind of in a way.
Oh,
You
that'd be
know,
cool.
get some nice display cabinets, put some stuff in there. Yeah, yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't really want to collect like every game for like a specific console. I know that's a thing for some collectors. I just want to make sure I have what I want.
Your favorite games.
My favorite stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. There's some games that I really like that I don't have yet, and I think it'd be cool to own everything that you really like.
Yeah. What do you want to get?
I want to get the original, obviously, Kingdom Hearts on PS2, and I want to get Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I think that'd be really cool. I had them, but my mom sold them when I was younger, so
no,
I'd like to get them back. Yeah, she took all of my games, and I had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual disc. She took them all to like a secondhand store and traded it in for a copy of Halo 2 and Surf's Up on the GameCube. So she got a little bit conned there, I think.
Dude, oh my god, oh. Dude, I remember that Surf's Up game. I think my brother had it on the Wii, if I remember correctly. Oh,
it's not great.
Yeah, no, it's very much mid tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for tonight, gentlemen. Once again, Justin, thank you so much for coming on. And always a pleasure to have you, as usual. Yeah,
Happy to be here.
Yeah. And of course, we'll be back here again next Wednesday, 7 p.m. to do it all again. Until then, game on, stay beautiful, and cheers, everyone.
I got it this time.